we're actually talking about what's been happening with transportation. People trying to move around, get to go where they're going. Either there's, you know, hikes in fuel prices, or there's this whole insecurity about using public transportation, and ride-hailing apps now have become the in thing.
You know, it's cool that you started with transportation in general, because I know one trending issue right now has to do with the lady who distributed fuel at her party, the updates on it. So some of us are saying, oh, I wish I had been at the party, but what if they had arrested everybody? So basically the update is that she has been arrested and she has been charged to court on a 4-count charge.
And the counts are?
That's the lawyer.
The baby lawyer in the building.
According to the statement, Ogbulu was arraigned on 4 counts bordering on conduct likely to cause a breach of peace, endangering human life by distributing combustible matter in a public gathering, intent to do harm to another, and unlawfully carrying on the business of storage and containerizing petroleum products without a permit.
Unlawfully.
Yes.
Containerized.
For those who have been questioning, why should the government do that? She's being harassed. It's because the law is an...
What?
Okay, if you know the expression, you can complete it. But the ignorance of the law is not an excuse. And the law is very funny. Even when you're right, if it says you're wrong, unfortunately, you're wrong.
Yeah, but then again, in a place like Nigeria, anyways, the law is still the law anyways. But now I think what bothers me the most is, of course, the intent there, because now there's accounts for where she was...
Intent of endangering.
Intent, I don't think that was definitely... If anything, because at the point where that actually happened, it was actually when the times was tough, especially when it came to like fuel scarcity and fuel not being available. Do you understand? But that was literally the point where it started, the peak of it, where it was really difficult. So of course, did she intend to do all of that? Obviously, I don't think so. And also the situation of storing fuel and all of that. We buy fuel. I have a friend that has almost like 10 kegs.
Of what?
Goodness me.
In their house.
Wow.
Is there an industry?
No, the truth is because no, it's not. But like, we know how, like, especially in certain areas in Lagos, how like light situation is really bad. Actually, now with the grid collapse.
Please, I'm really interested. Is it 5 liters or 10 liters?
No, it's 50 liters.
Wow.
So, did you see that drum? That's a GP tank they went to go and used to buy to collect fuel in this thing. So
it's extremely risky for those watching at home, right? The risks involved. First of all, the fumes being inhaled by the people in the environment. It's really bad for it's maybe we even have to get a doctor to come talk about how terrible it is. You know, I can't even bear to be around fuel for too long. It makes me feel ill, and that's because of all the things you're breathing in. I really do not envy the attendants. But let's go back to the issue
I don't think they had a problem with it.
Let's go back to
I actually wanted to say something. Regarding that, it's also, I just want everyone to note that it's against the law to have fuel in your house. We know the Nigerian situation. That's why I started with the law is and complete it. You know quite well that you need the fuel, so you have it in your... Mr. Shagun, it's not me that will say it. Now, you know quite well you need fuel. Say, for example, a friend who has like 10, 50 liters in their house, because that's the only way you're going to get electricity. So many of us now have fuel at home. But guess what? It's still against the law.
And the law is the law.
And the law is the law. It's unfortunate. Because I can't imagine how we're going to cope, especially if you have babies at home. The heat.
There are lots of... I would like to say this in passing, but then again, we're in Nigeria, and there are a lot of things that are against the law. That even the people that are creating the law
are the ones that are championing it. Yes,
well,
just to put that out
allegedly.
there. Just to put that out there.
But I wanted to touch on the fact that because many people couldn't find fuel in those weeks when this whole situation started, they started using a lot more ride-hailing apps.
And public transportation as well.
Which is supposed to be, in a sense, a saving grace when you don't have fuel in your car. But guess what? There's this insecurity. So many different issues. There was, I think, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, we talked about the lady, the ride-hailing drivers who had so many experiences carrying passengers. And then also passengers are also sharing experiences of what it's like being in ride-hailing apps. For instance, you talked about
that was this morning.
A video.
There's actually a video that is showing online. Maybe before the end of the show, we'll be able to share it with you, where a lady was in a cab, and her friend first got into the cab. Now, her friend said she noticed that all the handles were gone. They had been broken off. And so she enters, and then she notices, but then she's like, country hard. The chair is turned. And then she notices the driver is looking shifty, and she's already like, okay, what's going on? So our friend had to be making calls that, oh, we're on our way. This is where we are. This is just it could have been pretend phone calls, but it doesn't matter. She was making the phone calls until they got to their destination, and she could observe that the driver was uncomfortable. And so, well, hopefully in the second hour, we can share some security tips. Well, it wouldn't hurt to start now. Number one, when you board a cab, whatever vehicle, make sure you are able to open from inside. If the child's lock is activated, insist that it be taken off, or you move to the other side that has that doesn't have a child lock.
So that now before you even get to that point of checking the locks, make sure that whatever app you're using, the cab you're about to enter matches the description on the app. The car color, the plate number,
and
the driver's face. Because I've actually had a situation like that not too long ago, where I mean the driver is the same, but then again the car was absolutely different make, different model, different plates. Do you get?
Even these incidents that we're talking about, the broken handles, the driver is not the same as the person on the photo.
So I know I remember with Mike that actually made sure I didn't go into that cab, and he was like, no, the guy was like, no, don't worry, I just someone just gave me this car for today, but I'm like, okay, just be going, just come and be going.
But there are also security features there you can send to a friend or the person you're going to see.
Don't worry, we'll give you more tips in the next hour. Okay, let's take this break. We'll be right back. Wake Up Nigeria continues shortly.